evening. I would like for you to take a moment to envision that your wife or husband had just been diagnosed with metastatic stage 4 cancer. And imagine that you had to watch them suffer day in and day out. If that makes you feel sad, be a part of the solution. My name is Ebony Leach, and today I would like to talk to you about voluntary euthanasia, also known as death with dignity. Euthanasia is the process of allowing the body to die painlessly. In life, we have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. What is life if we can't do the things that we want to do, the things that make us happy? People forget that death is a part of life, and it's actually the period at the end of life's sentence. I'm not asking you to agree with it because I know many of you maybe not, but I am asking you to open your minds and hearts to the information that's being presented to you today. Euthanasia can make someone else happy. It might not be something that you're interested in, but it could actually be the answer to someone's final wishes. So in today's speech, I hope that hopefully you'll have a change of mind and will be able to vote to give those individuals that option by legalizing euthanasia. The main problem that we have is that euthanasia is limited. There's only a very few places that it's authorized, which currently is Montana, Vermont, Oregon, and Washington. That presents a problem because obviously we have states all over the country, and we have people that are dying from different diseases and suffering when they don't need to. And it's not fair that you have one group of people that can benefit from that type of service, and you have the other ones that would like to partake in it, but they can't. There's a quote that I really like, and I got it from the Euthanasia Medical Ethics Journal 2015. And I wanted you guys to take a look at it. I'm going to read it for you, but this is what it looks like. And it reads, "If death comes without suffering under the care of a physician and requested by an individual who desires peace and closure, what are the grounds for stopping it?" What are the grounds for stopping it? I don't have any. Believe it or not, according to Huffington Post, Pew's research has actually found that 70% of Americans do support euthanasia. The only problem that we have is that because it is limited, it's causing people that are desperate because they are in so much pain to seek it elsewhere. So those individuals are going underground to realize their dreams of being able to die on their own terms. The main cause is the fact that it is illegal and it's not something that everybody has access to. A person has the right to die with dignity if they choose to. But again, you have the counter argument, but it contradicts the Hippocratic Oath. 30% says that it goes against the first to do no harm. According to McNuss in 2002, most people interpret this to mean do no harm to the patient's chance of survival. But taken literally, it could also mean don't artificially keep someone alive when death is preferable. Another cause is just the fact that we're very religious in this country, and most religious people know that euthanasia is considered suicide, and that goes against most religions. So because of that fear and the negative connotation that's associated with that, that's one of the reasons why euthanasia still hasn't been legalized. But because of that mindset, it sustains an oppressive mindset towards euthanasia and continues to deprive people of their basic right, which are the people who don't live in the 4 states where it's legal. Some people would say, well, euthanasia shortens life, but does it really? Because according to the research that was conducted on listverse in nations that actually use euthanasia, it's specifically preserved for those individuals that are terminally ill. And based on a Dutch report, in 86 cases, euthanasia had only shortened life by a week or so. The one and only solution that I have is to legalize euthanasia, and I would like to use the model that Oregon and Washington is using. And when I say legalize it, I mean nationwide, so that everyone can take advantage of it. Oregon and Washington has had much success with their law, and it's become the model simply because their law upholds the patient-doctor relationship. It stipulates that the patient has to self-administer the prescribed medication, and it also ensures that that patient is the driving force behind the decision. Another counter-argument: does Oregon and Washington contribute to a death culture? Some fear the slippery slope. Once we start allowing doctors to kill patients, how do we limit the killing to just those who want to die? According to Pereira, 2011, worldwide, only 900 people have ever been administered drugs that did not have explicit consent. I mean, this is not a perfect system, but neither is healthcare in general. Many people from Oregon discuss their end-of-life care issues with their doctors, and because they have that kind of relationship and choose to be actively involved in that process, doctors are more apt to better their care, ensure their quality of life while respecting their final wishes. Some people would say, well, if we have hospice and palliative care, why do we need euthanasia? But the truth is, you know, it's supposed to be for strictly managing pain, but according to the Death with Dignity National Center, many law's opponents admit that even the most aggressive forms of pain treatment fail to alleviate the suffering of 5% of the terminally ill. And the Drug Enforcement Administration activities today prevent physicians from providing adequate pain managers for fear of prosecution and investment. In conclusion, I have talked to you about the purpose and the importance of euthanasia and how I honestly feel that it should be a right. And although we might not agree with it, it should be an option for everyone. I also talked to you about the problem that we have. It's limited when it really should be legalized nationwide. Every person should have that opportunity. I talked to you about the ramifications. People that are suffering are gonna seek out means of solution, whether we make it legal or we don't. The counter arguments: some people feel that it goes against the Hippocratic Oath, that it shortens life, that if we have if we have hospice and palliative care, why do we need euthanasia? And I also talked to you about just the overall pros and cons of euthanasia. You might not agree with it, but let's be at least tolerant. I'm hoping that this information that's been presented to you today will at least, I just hope you guys have had a change of heart, because although you might not agree with it, that doesn't mean that we should take that right from someone else. What's not right for us might actually be right for someone else. Thank you for your time.